Hey guys, I'm Nathaniel, the creator of Yoga for Modern Men. This is a video sequence on the 10 essential yoga poses. I created this sequence carefully after many years spent working together with men from all walks of life. I hope this sequence brings some value to you. The first pose in the sequence is standing forward fold. Start with your feet parallel to each other, hip width apart. With an inhale breath, reach up to grow tall. With an exhale breath, fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to allow your belly to come close to your legs. Relax your neck. Now try to angle your sitting bones up towards the ceiling or sky. This will lengthen your hamstrings and create space in the lower spine. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply through the nose. This pose is essential as it helps with overcoming lower back stiffness. It lengthens and strengthens the hamstrings. It encourages a downward flow of energy, calming the central nervous system and mind, and it makes it easier to bend over comfortably in daily life, sports, and training. The second pose in the sequence is low lunge. Start with one foot on the ground under your knee. Place the other knee on the floor behind you. Feel free to put a towel under your knee for support. Place the toes and ball of the back foot on the floor. Try not to allow your lower back to arch too much. Instead, aim to angle your tailbone down to level out your pelvis. Engage your glutes as best you can. Reach your arms overhead while being mindful that your lower back doesn't start to arch again. Keep your chest open and look forward. You'll feel the stretch especially in the hip flexor muscles on the back leg. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply for roughly 5 breaths on each side. This pose is highly beneficial for people who sit, run, or cycle a lot due to the way it helps with stretching the hip flexor muscles. It improves overhead shoulder mobility, relieves tension in the lower back, hamstrings, quads, and glutes. The third pose in the sequence is downward dog. Start in a quadruped position with the palms of the hands, knees, balls of the feet, and toes on the floor. Spread your fingers wide, pressing through the fingertips, knuckles, and heel of the palm. Lift your knees off the floor, keeping a bend in the legs as you do so. Push your tailbone upwards and backwards simultaneously, pressing your chest to the floor, lengthening your arms, and drawing your belly in and up. Focus on lengthening your lower back, stretching your chest, shoulders, and hamstrings. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply through the nose. Downward dog is essential as it improves overhead shoulder mobility and strength. It lengthens the hamstrings and calves. It creates space between spinal vertebrae, improving range of motion, and it encourages a downward flow of energy, calming the central nervous system and mind. The fourth pose in the sequence is Cobra. Lay on your belly, tucking your tailbone to create a neutral pelvis. Place your palms on the floor directly beneath the shoulders. Now roll your shoulders down the back. Squeeze the glutes, lock the knees, and press the top of the feet to the floor. Try to use your lower back muscles more than your arms. Keep the neck long and gaze forward, staying active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply. Cobra strengthens the characteristically weak lower back region. It stretches the abdomen, hip flexors, and chest. It decreases stiffness in the lower back, and it elevates the mood, stimulating the heart. The fifth pose in the sequence is twisting lizard. Start with one foot on the ground under your knee. Take the other leg straight behind you with the toes and ball of the foot on the floor. Place the palm of the opposite hand to the front leg on the floor in line with the front and back foot. Ensure the feet are hip width apart. Take the other arm straight up in the air, reaching high, looking up to the hand. Keep your hips squared forward. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply for roughly 5 breaths on each side. Twisting lizard is essential as it improves rotational spinal mobility and core stability. It develops flexibility and stability in the legs and hips. It stretches the chest, countering some of the effects of working on computers, and it lengthens and strengthens the body simultaneously. The 6th pose in the sequence is deep squat. Start from a standing position with your feet hip width apart. Now point your toes out at approximately a 45-degree angle. Lower your bottom to the ground while ensuring your feet stay flat. Bring your palms together and push your elbows against your knees to ensure they are pushing outwards. At the same time, try to use the glute muscles to hold the knees out. Sit up tall, lift your chest, lengthen through the spine. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe for roughly 10 deep breaths in the position. Deep squat helps to improve digestive health. It develops ankle, knee, and hip mobility. It reduces the risk of lower body injuries. It assists in countering the negative effects of sitting in chairs, and it's a calming, healthy, and enjoyable position to sit in. The 7th pose in the sequence is 90-90. From a sitting position, place your right leg in front of you in external rotation and your left leg behind you in internal rotation. The angle between the backside of each leg should be 90 degrees, but if this is too uncomfortable, you can bring both heels closer towards the back of the leg. Try to square your hips forward, sitting tall, balancing your weight as best you can. You can place one hand on either side of the front leg for support. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe for 5 deep breaths on each side. 90-90 improves internal and external rotational mobility of the hips. It develops stability and strength around the often underworked muscles of this region, and it reduces the risk of lower body injuries in daily life, sports, and strength training. The 8th pose in the sequence is yoga pretzel. From the sitting position, bend your right leg, similar to how you would when sitting cross-legged, and bring your heel towards your left hip. Place the sole of the left foot on the floor outside the right knee, so your left knee is up in the air. Place the back side of your right elbow against the left side of your left knee. Place your left hand on the floor behind your left hip. Look over your left shoulder while deliberately rotating the body in the same direction. Lengthen through the top of the head to stay tall, but keep your shoulders down. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply. This is a highly restorative yoga pose for modern men. It assists in stimulating digestion by twisting the digestive organs. It stretches the outer thighs, glutes, quads, lower and upper back muscles, and it helps to develop rotational core strength important for sports and martial arts. 9th pose in the sequence is pancake. From a sitting position, straighten both legs, opening them to at least a 90-degree angle. Pull the flesh of your glutes back so your sitting bones make better contact to the floor, tilting your pelvis forward. Try to keep your back relatively straight, walking your hands forward, creating length through your legs and torso simultaneously. Stay active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe for roughly 10 deep breaths. Pancake is essential for gaining flexibility in the hips, legs, and lower back. It helps greatly in developing stability needed for sports and martial arts where the legs are extended away from the body. As it is such an intense stretch, it's a great pose to teach us to breathe in a calm way to relax the mind and central nervous system. It allows us to see progress over time in the way our body and mind changes as we continue to practice yoga. The 10th pose in the sequence is bridge. Come onto your back, placing the soles of your feet on the floor as close to your glutes as possible. Pressing your feet, arms, and upper back into the floor, lift your hips up off the ground. Push your tailbone upwards to arch your back. Ensure your heels are underneath your knees. Slide your shoulder blades down the back and squeeze them together to open the chest. Press your hands to the floor or hold onto your ankles. Continue gazing straight up towards the sky or ceiling while staying active through all muscles to create stability, strength, and flexibility. Breathe deeply for roughly 10 breaths. Bridge stretches the chest, abdominal region, and hip flexors. It develops strength and stability in the lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. It's a fantastic pose for countering back pain and the negative effects of sitting in chairs, and it's beneficial for opening the chest to encourage deep breathing and good respiratory health. I hope you've enjoyed the 10 essential yoga poses sequence. There are many ways that the Yoga for Modern Men system will influence your life positively. Get in contact with questions, comments, or to sign up for a personalized coaching course.